Hello, survivors. I have not posted on, well, I guess it's been months now, really. And the reason is because it was difficult for me to even try to tell my story of narcissistic abuse, but also it was upsetting some people because they didn't want me to say bad things out of, I think, fear of manipulation from the narcissist, and fear from me, something happening to me. But here's the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize. I've been separated from my daughters because they are choosing the side of my ex, because I pretty much have always kept things a secret about our situation. So I really think I need to start telling my story because I want them to know the truth, my truth, but also what the truth has been in the court's perception, and what the truth has been in how I won my case with no attorney representing me, which was actually shocking because I was kind of hopeless about it, and I just tried my hardest. I got some advice from some people who were legal representatives and people who could help me out a little bit, but they couldn't. I couldn't afford to pay them. When I wasn't able to pay for the first attorney that I had, and then she didn't know what she was doing as well with narcissistic abuse. And then the second and third attorney, I ended up spending like $20,000 on attorneys. And that was just to get the paperwork going. Not even, it took a year, almost a year and a half for our divorce to be finalized. I filed for divorce after a domestic violent situation at my home happened. And I really wanted him to leave. I didn't even want him to get arrested because I know that would upset my daughter so much. But once I told the police what was going on, the police officer was like, he's got to have a lesson in community property and narcissistic abuse and domestic violence. Because he's basically saying exactly what you said. Except he doesn't think that he hurt you. So that's why he was arrested. And, for twisting my arm, trying to take the keys out of my hand for our car. And twisting my arm made me hit the floor, my kneecap, I had hit the slate floor, and my hip. And my wrist was really hurting very badly as well. But that is what happened. There have been other opportunities that I could have mentioned about violence in my home. But I didn't want, like I said, I didn't want to make it into a big deal. For some reason, that was in September. For some reason, I thought maybe we could still get therapy because he never wanted to go to therapy. And maybe we could still work it out. After 25 years, you don't just want to give up. And I had tried to leave like 7 times before. And he would always, buy me a new ring or buy me a house or, say it's my house. He would pick it out, or say it's my car, but it would be in his name. Even after we had a big fight, he was telling me he wanted my rings back that he had gave me. It's like, no. I did have to pawn 3 of them, but I kept these 2 for my daughters. But anyway, my point is, you need to tell your story. We need to tell our story. We need to expose the narcissist and tell the truth. And the fact that I won my case on grounds of cruelty after I filed for divorce, and like I said, it was like a year and a half later. It was, I think it was December, or the end of November. Like, we got married November 2022. We had been together for 2.5 years before that. But it's kind of funny because we got divorced in 2024, and right around the time of our wedding anniversary would have made 25 years. And that was 2024. And he bought a house claiming he was single in September before our divorce was finalized. I found that out after, because I mean, it's a lot I have to tell you, but the truth is, buying the house is something I could take him back to court for, and he knows I'm still thinking about that. But also, all the things that he did not disclose during the divorce. He did not tell about his other 401k or investments he made, and just to keep money for me, of course. It moved money around, savings and things like that I didn't get. And I have been so completely destroyed emotionally that it has affected my lupus, it has affected my hypertension, my high blood pressure, it's affected my gut, my diverticulitis, and my IBS. And lupus affects so many different parts of your body, my heart and my brain. I've been having severe headaches. Maybe that's because my blood pressure has always been high. It doesn't stabilize. I've had heart surgeries during this divorce. I mean, it just really has taken me. And the worst thing is that, like I said, he has taken my daughters, and they believe that whatever he's saying is true. And I have not spoken about a lot of it because I didn't want them to be embarrassed. But this last Saturday, no, actually it was Friday night, was so horrific for me with my daughters that I decided I have to tell my truth. And I'm going to tell it on this platform. I'll tell it on many platforms. I'm writing a book. I'm getting a podcast. I'm going to do as much as I can do. And if anyone can be inspired, or anyone can feel that they have learned anything from what I'm going to be telling them, that is like literally my purpose. My purpose was for my daughters to know the truth, but I realized this weekend that that's never going to happen. And it's a hard thing to realize that, I raised 6 children. He gave me 2 kids from his mistress that I didn't even know they were sleeping together. But I found out that was also true this weekend. I knew that they had slept together before I was married, but I didn't know, they were continuing that affair. But yeah, I've always claimed his two children. My family's always claimed his 2 children. And my daughters, I've always kept them loving, them as well. So I've raised 6 children. I have 2 sons that are from previous relationship, and he had the 2 that he brought into our relationship. And then, of course, we had 2 daughters together that I did everything in the world to have, because I literally wanted my daughters so badly. And he knew the one thing you can do to hurt me is to take my daughters. Well, now I realize that is why he's, manipulated them. And now that my youngest is 18 now, and when I first started this process, she was 15. So it's been a year since we've been divorced, and I am ready to start really telling my story now. So, like I said, I want to encourage anyone out there, tell your story. Tell your story. And remember, keep on surviving, because God loves you.